single word, do you know?
I think they're doing...
Is it about Free Palestine?
The best lady to speak to is this lady here.
Palestine from Hamas.
Yeah.
We want it to be
That's
free
what
to live
we're saying.
alongside
We're
Israel.
saying everyone should be free.
Everybody should be free, but
Yeah.
from Hamas. We're
From
not
Hamas?
Israel gave
From the Zionists?
Israel gave I am a Zionist. I'm a Jew, I'm a Zionist. Free Palestine!
You got plenty of space, mate. Don't worry about it.
Is that a problem with that?
Why do you have to shout it to everybody else?
So everyone can hear me saying Free Palestine. I want to free Palestine, so I'm saying what I feel.
So you're leaving, you're going about your day. Have a nice day.
That's it. Free Palestine!
And that's just called me a fucking Zionist slag, and I'm not very happy, and it's gone up there now.
What was he wearing?
It's an Asian guy wearing jeans and a blue sweatshirt.
Can you see him from here?
No. Well, I think that's actually really offensive.
I recognise this guy. He started on someone at the march. Carol, how are you doing? Are you going to be there on Friday? With the blonde lady? Hiya. You alright?
Are you a supporter of ours?
I'm impartial. I'm impartial
How to be impartial?
because I go to both the pro-Israel and the pro-Palestine side.
Okay.
So while I'm working, I have to remain impartial.
Okay.
Otherwise-
So who are you working
I work for myself, so I've got a YouTube channel. Jane invited us down to cover your event today because it's your anniversary, isn't it?
for? Yeah.
I'm not against you, but I have to remain impartial. Otherwise, when I go to
To them, you
the other side, the police put restrictions on people who are protesters. So I have to not be a protester.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll be
What's your
restricted to
name?
one side. Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to.
Go on then. Thank you very much.
I'm just trying to think of a better, instead of saying impartial, saying you can see the sides of both, kind of. It's more.
Yeah, I think.
More the common upsetting things.
I think
I don't know.
the way I've chosen to do it
Yeah.
is to just not give an opinion while I'm working.
Yeah.
I mean, if we was having a coffee afterwards, it'd be a different story. We could have a conversation.
Right.
Cameras are off and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, especially when I'm working, I just don't give an opinion, because then no one can say I'm choosing sides and therefore I shouldn't go to one or the other.
I respect that. Yeah. So where do you publish your stuff?
So this is live now
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Ah. So if I look at YouTube, Michael, what?
If you search for Leeds against anti-Semitism,
I'll be able to see what you took today.
it's live now. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
If you've got a phone on you, you can tap that and it sends you straight to where it is.
Pardon?
If you've got a phone on you,
Yeah. My phone is not it's a very old one.
no, it's not. You don't have the tap thing.
Yeah. Is it like a magnetic thing?
It's like contactless.
Ah,
You know when you pay on your phone.
yeah.
It's like that, but you tap this and it takes you to my channel.
All right. Well, I'll find you on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
I need to change my phone, so eventually I'll
It makes calls and texts, doesn't it?
It
does what you need to do.
Yeah, but it's some of the bank said if I'm not changing it by October 25, I won't be able to use it. That was the sign to tell my husband, we're changing my phone. Okay, nice chatting.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you recognise it?
I know. You know, it's funny, because I saw one of the Palestine protesters once in the street, and I had my mask like this, and I went over and said hello, and he was like, "Sorry, do I know you?" And I went, "Oh, wait a minute," and he went, "Oh, I know you are." Yeah. It's not bad, this. A lot of good interactions with people that you can see in the background. I don't want to get too in the face and spoil the interaction. And we've got a nice little bit of background music from this guy over here. Filling in the dead space. Appreciate him. We did have the one guy. We've had maybe two people now go by. This guy's back again. He was the one that started on the guy from Huddersfield. Got in his face. Couple of free Palestinians as I walk by. Yeah, I'm using the GoPro as well, but I don't use the GoPro for the live. Not yet, anyway. That is the plan eventually. But I need one of the live view boxes, which are about £2 grand. So we're saving up. We've got a lot of fun going if you want to participate in the fund. You can send a super chat or you can do PayPal. it's nice that people interacting with everyone. A group here having a chat, getting some information about it. A couple of people have been by shouting stuff. I think one person went a little bit further than just a free Palestine, but he's disappeared, so the police haven't gone after him. I think because of the crowd on both sides, most people are going around the sides. You can see people walking about down the back there, and people walking down the back this side as well. Which I guess is quite respectful, giving them the space in the middle, but I think I want people to walk through it. And another one shouting from over there. Might have been the same guy actually that came by and the police spoke to him. Said he was going, but he's obviously come done the loop round.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning everybody. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Today we're in Leeds. Hi, and nice to see everybody. Today we're here and we're telling the truth. We're telling facts, not fiction.
Hey Dan, how are you?
Nice. How are you?
How's Molly?
She's fine. Can I say something on your camera?
Yeah, because can anything you want.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm sorry I'm not very well dressed for this, but I've just learnt some more facts, and these are facts. So you'll obviously know about this new documentary that's come out that's got an Academy Award, but it's based on things that aren't factual. So, going back a long time ago, the guy, first of all, the guy that's involved in the production and his friend are what I would call very anti-Semitic, very anti-Israel, very biased. So going back many, many years ago, and this is talking about settlers, many years ago, could be 40, 50 years ago, I'm not sure of the exact date, Israel had an agreement with Palestine that this particular area of land that is within this Academy Award winning documentary would be used by Israel for manoeuvres and Palestine for grazing their animals, and that they would move their animals when Israel's going to do the manoeuvres. It was never meant for Palestinian settlements, ever. But what happened was the Palestinian settlements started, there was a few, and then they started to build more and more and more and more and started to take over the land, and Israel had to put a stop to this because this was not agreed with Palestine at the time. It was illegal. So then what happens then is that the rhetoric now is how they kicked the Palestinians off their land. It was never their land. It was manoeuvre land for the army, for the IDF, and it was for the Palestinians to graze their animals, okay? And then, as I say, the animals would move them off when they were doing their manoeuvres. So who are the occupiers? Yes, there are some. There is the occupation thing, and there are some Israeli settlers that maybe are misbehaving. We have people, around the world going into places. Sometimes people taking over areas that they shouldn't have. We know that, so it happens all over the world. But the fact of the matter is, this so-called Academy, a winning Oscar-winning documentary, is based on untruths. So if you don't base it on facts, then the whole documentary falls apart. It's not valid. So it's just purely propaganda. Thank you.
You hear about the journalist?
I hope I haven't broke your lens.
Nah, you're good.
No, the journalist.
The journalist in Gaza, in northern Gaza. I think he's called Hosham.
Yes.
Shabbat,
Yes.
I think he's called.
Mm.
So there was doing an emergency meeting at the University of Leeds.
I know, I got there too late.
Right.
Because Adam told me that I got up there and it was all finished and you'd gone.
Yeah, we'd been there maybe an hour, I think.
Emergency meeting.
Emergency
like
meeting.
They actually achieved something.
So they were talking about the journalist, and when I did a bit of research into him, there's quite a lot of evidence that this so-called journalist was actually a member of Hamas, and he was a sniper.
No, I don't believe you.
He was a sniper.
I don't believe you. How could that be true?
I mean, I don't.
No.
I can't say 100%, but you know.
Forgive my sarcasm.
I can't say 100%, but there is a lot of evidence that I've been pointed towards that this guy is actually not a journalist, and he's a Hamas sniper, and he's obviously therefore going to be pro-Hamas.
Israel doesn't go in and willy-nilly kill innocent people, right? They don't do it. But unfortunately, innocent people die because that's what happens when they use the sacrifice. You are going to sacrifice. If you do something really, really bad and you attract gunfire to where you are, innocent people are going to die. You know, it's just obvious. It's just obvious that if you do something really bad and then the other side is after you and you hide within civilian infrastructure, the civilians, as tragic as it happens in every single war, are going to be either injured or killed. But what I don't see is any of these protesters, okay, criticising all the millions of other people that are suffering because of problems like in Iran and all the other places where there are, in Syria and Afghanistan and all the... Nobody's criticising the innocent people dying there, are they?
Yeah, there's a lot of anti-Israel protests.
And I'm not saying that Israel is 100% right. Of course not. I would be a bloody idiot to say they're 100% right. But, you know, everybody gets things wrong and some people do things wrong. But the extreme in this is ridiculous. But I've noticed what is happening on social media, that the comments have changed from what they used to be against Israel. They're changing now completely. The landslide is going the other way.
I think it very much depends on the platform.
Yes.
But more so than not, I have seen a shift in comments.
Yeah, you know, because you're on a lot.
Yeah, but it's more noticeable depending on which platform you're on.
Yes, I do understand that. Yeah.
So I mean, X and YouTube is very noticeable.
What, it's changing in our favour?
Yeah, there's a very noticeable shift on X.
This is very important. What you're saying is because it starts to put doubt in people's minds, and that's when things change. What do you think to what's happening in Turkey? You know, when you put your opposition in prison and claim that they're committing crimes, you know, it's a dictatorship, isn't it? It's a dictatorship.
It's not good. We were speaking to a Kurdish guy.
And that dictatorship isn't very pro-Israel, is it? Let's be honest.
We were speaking to a Kurdish guy at the protest on Saturday. Apparently he's part of... he does something in the UN as well. And, yeah, he was chatting to us on Saturday, where Victor was.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a nice guy.
Yeah. All we're trying to do is educate people to have a choice rather than to be told what they'll believe.
It's nice to see so many people having the conversation as well.
Well, you know us, we're like that.
Yeah.
That's what we're like, you know.
The odd idiot going by. The odd idiot going by, not willing to speak, but just wants to shout. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they came over and said that. You know, if they came over and said, look, I don't agree with you.
Challenge me.
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
I mean, at the beginning, I didn't know a great deal, but I've learnt a lot. And I scrutinise both sides, the propaganda that comes from all sides, I scrutinise it, right? And I can honestly say that with the way I'm not academic, but I'm very intelligent, and I can tell, because I do my research, or I'll learn something from the Israeli side, or from the Palestinian side, or whatever, and then I'll research it, and then I'll come up with a conclusion. The trouble with all these anti-Israel ones, they take everything at face value because it suits their agenda.
Yep. It really does. Really does.
He's a good man.
He's got a little shot of Molly. There's Molly, look. Molly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you again.
I might be, you know, we've got the bigger one coming up soon.
Yeah, I know about
I think I'm going to bring my camera out with me because
Have you got a GoPro?
I've got no. I'm going to bring my production camera out.
Okay.
Because I used to be in production in 2008, so I'm trying to get back into it again. So I think I'll bring it out on that day with the mic. So that whoever, if somebody wants to do some interviews, they can. They'll have a pin mic for the camera. It's quite an expensive Sony one, and I'll do my own. I'm not a blogger like you.
Yeah.
But I just want to. I like producing films. I used to do that in 2008. Promos, wedding videos, all sorts of things, you know, and they were really good.
You get some good clips for your socials.
Yeah, I want to get some nice establishing shots, and once I start, I might, you know, I want to find something that sort of draws me in again, like I did before.
Oh, would you start? You won't be able to
Once
stop.
I start, 5 or 6 hours. Where's it gone? But it's good.
Yeah.
Cheers. Hey! You never work out anyway.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
Main man.
Nice to meet
You
you.
are the party guy.
No, Marty's not here today. I'm Michael.
You work with him.
Yeah, we do.
Look at this
Make
set.
videos together.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's alright, isn't it?
So what do you have? I filmed something just on my phone the other day like that impromptu. What was it? Protest.
I know who you are.
Oh, you know
I recognise your voice
Yeah. How do you know me?
from Twitter. Did you post some stuff on Twitter?
Oh, it's me, yeah. Right,
Did you see
yeah.
the when they're blocking the road?
Which bloke?
When they're blocking the
Yeah,
road.
but yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you film that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I recognise the voice.
So that's me. I didn't speak on that. Oh, the idea. Sorry. Piece of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely
but
yeah.
I want to get something like this. So this is what people use.
So this is
to
just
do it
a
properly.
clamp that goes on. It's meant to be for a push bike. So it's a GoPro clamp. So I have this one recording, so I can edit the video later.
See, right.
And this one is live, and it's just a monopole.
That's just a normal phone, or is it a
But
really good phone? A really good phone?
It's a top of range phone. Like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Google Pixel or something.
It's a Samsung Galaxy Ultra.
So why have you got that and that recording?
Because this is live, and this is recording.
Oh, so that you're going to edit later and maybe
Yeah.
go on YouTube and all that.
So
How much GoPro is that? Is that the
This is
latest?
a 10. This one.
10.
I've got a 9 and a 10. They're up to 13 now. 14 will be out
Is the
soon.
quality on the GoPro 10 as good as what you'll get on the phone?
Yeah, they're both shooting 4K,
Yeah.
but because this is live, it's
Yeah.
HD. So you can't without
So you can't do 4K because that would be too much bandwidth or whatever.
without a better setup.
Data.
Yeah, I need a live view box. So without a live view box, then
What does a
I,
live view box do?
so that puts you can have up to 6 SIM cards in the one box. So then you've got a lot more bandwidth.
Oh, I see.
To send 4K.
I didn't know that was possible. Wow.
Yeah. So it merges all the connections together.
Live view box, news to me.
So I've got this.
That's amazing.
There's a Wi-Fi box, but that's
Yeah.
only one SIM card.
And is that so? That is streaming through that.
Yeah.
Oh, because I always wondered. So you can't actually do that through your phone SIM card.
You can, but it's not very good.
Because you're limited to 5G, 4G, whatever.
Well, this is 5G,
Yeah.
but the box is 500 quid, so it's a good. It's a lot better for sending the signal. And when you do it on your phone, it's a bit more limited. And if you catch a bad area of signal, it can start buffering and it goes pixelated and stuff. But I found this is pretty good. Other than like a main protest in London where everybody's on the phone, this is okay for now.
What do you do when everyone's on the phone?
You just well,
Realistically, you can't live stream it.
I do, but every now and again it'll buffer for a few seconds. So without that live view box where you've got the 6 SIM cards, all different networks, so you get like an O2, an EE, Virgin, you get all the different networks. You plug them all into this one box, and it merges everything together.
Does that mean you've got to pay for 4 SIM-only contracts
Yeah.
simultaneously? It's like
Yeah,
40
yeah.
quid a month,
Yeah.
£10 times, yeah. It gets expensive.
Yeah,
Blimey.
but it's the only way to get the best quality 4K.
I wanted to do some stuff, or,
It depends what you're doing,
well,
it really does. Depends what you're doing.
see what I post, just stuff that happens around Leeds. I'm always in it's just crazy
If
stuff.
you're just recording, then
Yeah.
just a normal phone. Pretty much all phones shoot in 4K.
Yeah.
HD is good enough for X.
Well, I thought about getting just a GoPro and a little gimbal, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and just walk around with that.
Well, the GoPro's got stabilisation, so you don't even need a gimbal. You just need a stick.
Right. Well, yeah, it's a stick. You know,
Yeah.
just
But they come in a pack. It comes with the pack. So if you buy the bundle, you'll get a couple of batteries, a GoPro, a stick, and a charger.
So I'm a bit funny about having my phone out. Someone might grab it.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know.
Yeah, the sticks come with like a string that goes around your wrist.
Right.
So yeah, it's a bit safer.
Can you immediately pull the video from the GoPro onto, say, your phone?
Yeah.
To upload it? To
Yeah,
have
yeah.
that software capability?
Yeah, so you just download it straight to your phone.
Yeah.
And
And you can edit
then
it, Twitter.
you can use like UCut, which is free, to edit the video. Or you can just do it in the... I don't really like the GoPro app, it's not very good. But you can edit in the GoPro app. But yeah.
It's amazing what you can do these days. It really
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And I've seen... Do you work with... Is it Marty Blagborough?
Yeah.
That's his name,
Yeah.
Blagborough. Is that his real name?
Yeah, it's his real name, yeah.
I thought like Blag, I thought. So
No,
Marty
no.
Blagborough. 'Cause I follow him. I think,
He
on
might be
Twitter.
watching now. He might be watching now, I don't
Follow
know.
him on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've seen his stuff on YouTube, and yeah, it's really well shot, really good quality, really good. I'm impressed. That's even.
Well, he does he uses the
you
same
really
thing,
do-
so he's a GoPro and a phone. Same setup.
Is that what everyone's doing now in London? I've seen some guys. They have these really sophisticated gimbals which turn around, turn onto them, and turn back, and all that.
Yeah.
Remote control business.
Yeah, so I don't know. You can get like a DJI pocket. Some people use them.
Yeah.
People use them.
What's better, a DJI or a GoPro? It seems to be the same thing to me.
I prefer the GoPro personally, but it's probably because I'm used to it and I've been using it since I started. So I just prefer it. But some people will say DJI is better. Some people say GoPro.
It's 4K videos.
Yeah. The sensors are maybe a little bit different. The way the programs work and stuff. It depends, like it's what you get used to really. If you started with a DJI, you'd be like, this is great, no problem at all. And same if I did. But I've started with a GoPro. I'm used to how they work, the setup of them, where the settings and stuff are. So I'm just used to it now. So I'd probably just stick with them forever.
Yeah. Well, I've never used anything, so anything's better than just a cheap Motorola, which is all I have at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm just thinking of having a. Yeah, thinking about getting into it, but I need to learn.
If you were
the
just
basics.
walking around, a DJI pocket might be good.
Yeah, it's
Because they're quite thin.
I was watching DJE Media.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
Right, I was stunned. So I've never seen the Rotherham riots.
Right. Yeah, I was there.
You were there, right?
Yeah.
So I was at home and I was going through YouTube on the TV, and this video comes up. It's got the full 3 hours of the Rotherham, and it starts really sort of, quite peaceful. They just stood there. Peter Lynch,
Yeah.
the guy who got
Yeah, he was
died in prison, he was just there holding his sign, doing
Yeah.
nothing. I can't see what he actually did to deserve being arrested.
Just been arresting you.
Yeah. I can't see what he actually did in that whole sequence, but I was watching the whole thing and how it escalates, and it's amazing how he got so close and just filmed it all in 4K, and you can see everything. And you're just right there in the action. You don't need to go into these.
He was stood on the protest side, whereas I was stood behind the police line. But it got a bit hairy at some points because there were like rocks coming past my head.
Yeah.
So he was probably on the safer side, but I didn't want to be kettled in with everybody else. I wanted to be able to move around, so I made sure that I stayed sort of where the rest of the press were. But I didn't have a helmet or anything, so I was like dodging rocks.
Well, it was. Did you see? There's an older guy who's walking around with these big cameras, long lens, on that same riot.
Yeah.
You see him? And he's going in, and he goes inside the building at one point, and the police say, "Come out, you can't go in."
I think that was Joel that went inside.
It's
the
amazing.
older guy,
Yeah.
he was there, no helmet,
Yeah, no helmet, that's right.
on the police line, literally on the police line,
Walking around the police officers,
Yeah.
and the police are saying nothing to him.
and he's snapped. He's a press photographer, like he does quite a lot of work there.
But did the police know who he is? Because he had nothing to denote who he was.
Yeah,
no press
yeah.
jacket or anything.
So when I turned up, I told the liaison officers what I were doing,
Yeah.
what my intentions were, and then we were just left alone for the rest of the day. But most of those press guys will have the badge around the neck.
So they got an official badge as a press photographer.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't. You're just a citizen journalist. as
Exactly,
such. But do you have a badge to say that you're a citizen journalist?
No, I mean you don't need to be affiliated. In that circumstance, the police could have kicked me out because that would be like a sterile area behind the police. So they could have asked me to move, but I think if you're right with them, they're all right with you. But 99 times out of 100, there's nowhere other than a courtroom where it'd be easier if I could use my laptop on my phone. Other than a courtroom, I don't really need one. I don't work with any mainstream media. I don't do anything like that. So it's very rare I would need one. So I've just never bothered.
But the laws now seem to be so complicated on what you can and can't film. Now, I thought anything in a public place.
Oh, you can film anything you want.
We're being filmed by multiple CCTV at the moment.
Yeah, you can film anything you want.
I've taken a photograph in the past, and the police have come up to me, some PCS, and said, "Excuse me, did you just take a photo?" Yeah. So, well, that's not very nice, is it? I said, well, okay. Is it illegal though? Can I have your name, please? And then I've cycled off then. But the fact that they said, "Can I have your name?" Where is that leading?
Well, it's they're just fishing, aren't they? They're fishing for information, and you can tell them to bugger off if you want.
And I did, but then if I say a bugger off, and then my understanding is I've done nothing wrong.
Yep.
There's no reason for her to ask me my names or any details. I'm taking a photo, as is my right, in a public place. They then ask for my name. I refuse to give them my name, but I stay there, hold my ground, and don't leave.
Yeah.
Because when I left, she said, "Oh yeah, I thought so." As if it's just on a power rush, just trying to feel important.
I'd have definitely turned around and stood there for another hour.
Yeah, so you stand there, and then they say, "Well, what's your name?" Then they say, "Well, I'm not giving you my name." Then they say, "Well, it's an offence not to give the police officer your name when asked."
Yeah.
So, well, why are you asking me? Well, I can't tell you that. Well, then they'll make up something like anti-terrorism. We have reason to believe that you've conducted hostile
the only time you have to is the section 50. Well, one of very few times. Probably not the only time, but one of very few times you have to. Is the section 50 of the Police Reform Act for antisocial behaviour. But taking a photograph is not antisocial behaviour.
No.
Although if they do request it under that, if they do ask for your name under section 50, then I would give them it, and then just sue them later.
Are you wanted by the FBI anymore?
I've made a few quid doing that. not
Really?
anymore.
Really?
Not anymore. Yeah, I've made a few quid doing that.
Did you have to get solicitors or anything?
Yeah, so
to
we
represent you?
We have a solicitor that watches the videos, and he gives us a call when anything goes wrong. So it's
Are there grey areas, I suppose, aren't there, where they can try it on?
Yeah.
And they do. I've seen.
Listen, I know you're completely innocent.
All over Twitter, like those. The new one is those coppers who visit that woman twice. One at about 11 o'clock at night, and they come back at about 2 in the morning. Seen that one?
No.
The
That's
Facebook
sort of
post, you
autistic.
mean?
This is one that's been on, went up on Twitter in the last 2 or 3 days, and she's got an autistic child, and obviously they're visiting her in the middle of the night in regards to something that isn't actually a crime. Now, whether it's a non-crime or not, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the point is they have no reason, and they justify their visit. They say, well, under pace, blah blah blah, whatever. And then someone points out, who's actually a solicitor or barrister on Twitter, under pace, no, you can't do that.
So is it a bald guy, the barrister?
It's not black belt.
Oh, right,
it's
okay.
someone else. But they're pulling the wool over her eyes. But you have to, unless they need to visit at that particular time to gather evidence, which is crucial to the investigation, then they have to visit at a reasonable time to question you about something, not 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's just after.
So it's just after. Again,
Well, I wouldn't have even answered that.
there's so many people very like Russia.
Yes, and all that.
And all
I was
that.
speaking to David yesterday. Day before yesterday, I think it was. We had a chat over the phone, over WhatsApp.
Where does this get streamed to then, the live feed?
So it's live on YouTube now. There's 195 people watching.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then if anything sort of video worthy comes up,
Kicks off.
then I'll make a video out of it later on. But if not, it'll just be the live stream.
Just the live stream.
Yeah.
So where does the live stream go? It goes to where?
YouTube.
Just YouTube. It's not
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
No,
How many
YouTube.
people, how subscribers have you got to have? Because I might try a little bit.
To go live?
Yeah.
If you use a third-party app, then you don't need any.
Oh, yeah, there is an app, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, if you use a third-party app, you don't need any.
Somebody told me the app, and I can't remember what it is.
I use
You
I
need
use
to get
Prism.
onto
Prism.
YouTube Live.
I used to do live. I was doing live in 2010.
So you
But
don't
things have moved
bother
on
with
since
Facebook Live, is that?
Not really, no.
No, Facebook's Live.
But you've got to you've built up quite an audience, haven't you?
I mean, I've got 36,000 on Facebook.
Oh, just dropping
What about YouTube?
dropping numbers, you know.
104.
Ooh. Is TikTok worth streaming to?
I don't ever stream to TikTok. It's good for traffic. So if you post like short videos, it's good for traffic. Like the ones that you posted on X, they'd be great on TikTok.
I've never used TikTok in my life.
They'd be absolutely brilliant on TikTok. And it only takes one to take off.
It's been a bit of a morning.
You can get a few million. And then your subscriber count goes up.
To what? To YouTube? So you link your other accounts?
You know the videos that you posted on X?
Yeah.
Them short clips, they'd be great on TikTok. And YouTube Shorts as well. But they'd be great for that.
I need to sort of sit down one day and learn how to do all this on YouTube. Well, I do know how to do it. But
You just create an account and press upload.
I know. I always said to my friend, I'm a bit late to the party now.
No, you're definitely not.
Well, I was saying this
Definitely not.
at the beginning of lockdown.
That's when I started.
Yeah, that's when most people started.
But I enjoyed the clip, so I thought it was quite comical.
Well, I know what. I didn't expect to see that. It's just leaving work. I would have gone all in. I've got to be very careful because, like, someone at work seen the clip, he follows me on Twitter, said, "You've got to be careful, mate, because where you work and all that, it's supposed to be impartial and neutral. So I can't be seen to be doing antics outside of work."
But you could record and not say anything.
That's what I do. I just record things and I let people make their own mind up on Twitter as to what's going on. But there's a lot of funny things to record. Especially when I was a Deliveroo rider and I was always in town. So I was always, if anything happened, I'd be the first to see it.
I can go live to YouTube now on my Mac. On my MacBook Pro, I can go live on that.
Right.
Without any, But I haven't done a lot. I used to do live really in the early days, when I was doing the production. In those days, we made like, for instance, wedding videos, multi-cam wedding videos, and it went on a DVD in those days. Because we're going back to 2010.
We've got a shift change, no coppers.
Yeah, why did they send the police to this protest but not the other one?
I know, it's good though we've got them.
Because people that go by
see how safe it feels.
Can be aggressive. I've seen a couple of people go by and say some not very nice things. Some of them just giving their opinion.
I went out 2 weeks ago with just me and Victor, and I won't say it because you know it's a filming. Oh, this guy went past me 4 times and called me a Zionist C at the top of his voice.
That lady did, didn't she? Well, I say lady, but that girl crossing over here, Zionist piece of shit. And then the copper chased her over the road and she just walked off. They just let her go.
Let her go, right. And people have said far less than that and been arrested and charged.
Yep.
So what's his name? The guy that comes to the is he Iranian? I'm not quite sure. He's always to Hamas's terrorists. I've seen him being arrested in London again for doing nothing.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I saw him. Yeah, I saw the thing on Twitter. I saw the guy on Twitter.
I've met him. He's been here once. It's the Hamas's terrorist. He holds it up and he's always. Is it not yet? I saw him getting. Has he
been up to Leeds?
He came up to Leeds for our first march.
Oh, okay.
And he was holding it to them, and the police dragged him away.
Is he the son of the Hamas founder? No, that's different.
Is he Iranian?
He's Iranian. He gets arrested every week.
Why? What do they arrest him for?
Because they say that he's disturbing the peace by turning up
and standing up for himself.
No, but they say that he's provocating them.
What? How?
By telling the truth.
So when they stop the traffic the other day, right? Are they not provoking the people that want to go home?
Yes.
And when I said to the police, how is this allowed to happen? They said, well, they have the right to protest.
Well, I think the difference.
But they don't have the right to stop the traffic.
He's going with the first time he did it, he was really near this. He's going with the idea that I'm not going as part of the protest. I'm going on my own to make trouble. That's how they see it. I don't
counter-protest.
I agree.
Do you have the right to
change the wording of the section 14 to include anybody who is protesting against.
Yeah.
So
Also, they've now changed it in London.
Seriously?
They've got Stop the Hate in London, and then there's Our Fight UK, and Stop the Hate are allowed their counter-protest, and Our Fight aren't. They're not allowed to be involved because they see it's like 2 separate things against one, and so it's a rule of yeah, he gets arrested.
He's probably got a good legal,
I'm sure he does.
Does he get charged?
the CAA have backed him a lot as well. They look after him.
So if they're arresting someone but then they're de-arresting them, then then surely it's not. It's for safety more than anything. They would argue that. They would
If it's a breach of the peace, it's not a recordable offence. And once the breach has passed, they then have to de-arrest him, and you don't have to give details or anything like that.
But if you're arrested, you have to give your details.
If it's a breach of the peace, it's not a recordable offence, and you don't have to give any details.
So when you say it's not recordable, what
So they don't even record it. It's not a crime as such. It's just they're arresting you to prevent a breach of the peace.
Yeah.
So they can either take you somewhere out of the way, or they can wait until that breach has passed. And once the breach has passed, they then have to de-arrest you, and you don't have to give any details. They're not supposed to record it on your name or anything like that on your record. So it's just to prevent a breach of the peace. So you could be arrested to prevent a breach of the peace without actually, doing anything illegal.
Because they think you're going to do something.
Because they think you're going to do something, or
That's
they've got
minority report.
some kind of evidence or something. They can do it under that, but there has to be some kind of reasoning for it, though.
Why is it then that you can stand in these train stations and say 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terrorist state? So I said, okay, to the British Transport Police, let's say that someone is from Israel and they're walking past us, that's chanted. Surely that would be perceived as hateful.
I would say that would be alarm, distress and harassment.
Alarm, distress and harassment, right. So if I say I'm alarm, harass and distress, are you going to arrest all 50 of them? No. So, but yet, if I go in and they have, and you're arguing, well, they have the right to protest, and Network Rail don't have a problem with it. If I stand in the middle of them and start a counter-protest, then I will get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're trying to keep.
So, for instance, when we was filming the Al Quds Day, they was told that we couldn't stop them. They were allowed. The police weren't going to stop them to hold a sign in front of our camera. And bear in mind, the camera's very close to my face, so they've got a sign right in my face, and I'm not allowed to move out of the way. Right, okay, so if I went to a pro-Palestine protest and stood in front of someone that was recording for their protest with a banner, even if it was just completely blank, so I'm not protesting, I'm just stopping them. Yes, just stopping them.
We should try that. You know what they did in Russia?
Does that mean they're not allowed to stop me?
Yeah.
And the police aren't allowed to stop me? So what I actually did was, so there was a team of police officers that were watching, what was going on and everything, and I stood. So you've got a row in there, and I stood right behind, and I put the camera on his shoulder. So then the guy was then in front of the police officer with a sign, and the copper went, "Get that out of my face!" So I'm not allowed to do that, but you are. You don't like it when it's happening to you. I don't like it when it's happening to me.
You stood behind the police. It was the only way you could get a shot.
Yeah.
But also, I think on Saturday, there was it's a PSPO.
Yeah.
And it's saying you're not allowed to have loud.
Yeah, I've got a thing for that. So I at first I did agree, but it does say without a reasonable excuse, and I think an organised and approved protest would be a reasonable excuse.
Police were just we'll do it later. And I was like,
yeah, I would say it's a reasonable excuse.
About from the river to the sea. Well, it depends on the context, and he wouldn't say that it was genocidal.
But there's a lot of things that people get non-crime hate incidents for.
Yeah.
That all depend on the context.
I got told that
It's interesting, because you've got a real insight of what you have to deal with. You should do a video about free speech and give your experience.
I definitely notice it's sort of mob rules. Whoever's got the biggest crowd, I've been assaulted 10 plus times in the Leeds protest, and it's always, we can't deal with it now because we've got an ongoing thing to deal with. So we'll have to deal with it later. We'll get details and we'll deal with it later. But then someone walks by and will say something that I completely do not agree with, really nasty stuff, and that they've got a full team of police officers in, arrest them instantly because it's against the protesters. Last Saturday there was a guy who, no evidence whatsoever, none of the police saw it, there were no camera footage. The police asked me if I got it on camera, I didn't see it. Apparently he ran the bike towards one of the protesters. There were no visible injuries, don't know if he actually hit them, if he actually did it.
Yeah.
And they went over, instantly arrested him, just on their say-so alone.
Because he was at the van, they were saying, I've done nothing, yeah.
Just on their say-so alone. But I've got on multiple cameras, with multiple witnesses, in 4K, a clear assault. It's we'll have to deal with it later.
That was something else. That was something else.
One person...
The assault, what you're talking about, is something else.
One of the
else, but they wouldn't...
No, one of the protesters assaulted me.
Oh, right.
So one person was investigated and never heard anything about it. One person was arrested on the day because she did it literally right next to a copper. Like the copper was there, she's there, and she whacked my phone on out of my hand. She had to write me a letter of apology. And another, well, I'd caught the phone, so it was fine. And another guy, he did knock the phone out of my hand, denied doing it, even though it's on camera. And he's got to go to court next month for criminal damage. Not for assault though. They didn't charge him with assault, just criminal damage because it cracked. It chipped my phone screen a little bit there. But these screens are 200 odd quid. So I want a new one.
It's a joke, isn't it? But,
Is that a bag already?
why are people,
Tell us from the police
why are
that.
people targeting you? Is it because they've started to recognise you because you keep going to your regular
Well,
protests?
I think, to me, right, I mean, it's so ridiculous and stupid. Because, like, I'm here now, right? No problem at all. Like, no one's bothering me. We're having nice conversations. There's 200 odd people watching your... you came afterwards, but watching, the event here. So more people are seeing what's going on. It starts more conversation with more people. There's more in here than there is here. Same with the protests. They had 300 people on Saturday. I had 600 watching it. Now, if they came and was like, "Morning, Mike, how are you doing?" Shook your hand. Anything you need, let me know. If you need, if you have any bother out, let us know. Bring them up to the front so we can get the speeches. So then it's like you've got the full speech in clear audio. If you need a cup of tea, cup of coffee, no problem. If it was my protest, that's what I would be doing for everybody that came to film it. I'd be nice as pie, whether there was for, against, or neutral.
The thing is that
that's
my analogy is, it's not their side. It's not so much of a protest. It's a distraction from the truth. That's why they're always screaming.
Yeah.
I don't mind, but I don't even give an opinion.
No.
I literally just stand there silently and film.
I mean, people think like someone. I was on an ex Spaces, and I was trying to talk to this political Islam group about what do you think on these issues and blah blah blah. And then someone whilst I was talking, they said, "Oh, we've just looked at your posts, and we realise you're one of those Zionist blah blah blah, Nazi, fascist, Zionist, whatever."
Yeah.
Because they've seen that I've posted about, and I've mocked to a certain degree, not much by what I've written. It's perceived as mocking that protest. Well, it's not clear that I'm mocking the cause, because I'm not mocking the cause. I'm mocking the people.
Yeah.
Because they're all, as far as I'm concerned, pink-haired, blue-haired, crybaby morons that will just attach themselves to any cause going for validation. Of course it is. Most of these people didn't even know couldn't have even pointed Palestine on a map, pointed to Palestine on a map before October the 7th. Most of these people didn't know where Ukraine was until Russia invaded it. They're completely ignorant of all of these affairs. I don't see a single Palestinian stood on Dortmund Square. They're all retired. 70-year-old.
I know you're right. You know you're right.
Smug, probably worked in the public sector or civil service all their lives and vote Liberal Democrat. That's that kind of crap. I'm sorry, but it is. It's true.
You're right. I agree with you.
Yeah, nicey. Look at us. We're so virtuous. We have the right opinions. Puritan. It's just 21st century Puritanism. Obviously, the reality of the situation is a lot more complicated than they're clearly right and they're clearly wrong.
It is, yeah, I agree with that. And like with my videos, I think when people look through them, some people say I'm obviously against the Palestine cause, but similar to what you've just said there, and maybe even more so, like in terms of the individual people. If someone comes up and assaults you on video, and you make money from making videos, clearly I'm going to use that to make money. Clearly I'm going to do that. That's going to be the feature point of the video. It's just, so if that person didn't want to look stupid on camera, maybe don't act stupid on camera.
That's right. And I like how the people, you'll get a video of, I don't know, what's the other guy, Wesley Winter or something.
Yeah.
And but the thumbnail will be him with a guy like that to lure you in. It's clickbait in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
But how do you monetize these videos then? Is it just because YouTube pay you for so many views?
Yeah, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
Right.
So one good video can do that.
But is it a good money or is it a living?
Yeah, I do alright. Yeah.
Make a living from it.
Yeah, do alright. Gets me about. Keeps me bills paid.
So what, DJE Media, he's got about 300,000 followers. Will he be making a comfortable living?
Yeah, about 300,000, does he?
I think so, on YouTube.
Nah, I think it's 100 and odd.
Am I wrong? Or someone else maybe? Wesley Winter? Is he making a good living?
Wesley Winter's got less than me. AB's got about 300,000.
Who's that?
Auditing Britain.
Oh, yeah. Is he the guy with the... He's got a... Oh, yeah, it's 156. 56. Sorry, I'm thinking of the views on one of his videos.
Right. He does make a good living though. I'll tell you that.
How much do you make then from 156,000 subscribers?
Well, it's not the subscribers, it's the views. But obviously, the more subscribers you've got, the more people are inclined to watch it.
Because you get things like that thumbnail, and you ain't going nowhere part 2.
So that's a thing, 400,000.
Because the funny thing is, he'll go to a place where he went somewhere where he wanted to
He made a few grand off that one.
Grand?
Yeah, he made a few thousand off that.
Just one video?
Yeah.
So he can be making, if he hits one of those a month, then he's making sort of 3-4 grand a month, 5 grand a month, basically.
More than that.
More than that.
He makes more than that, I'll tell you.
So it's a full-time profession.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's just from YouTube?
Yeah, then you've got TikTok, Facebook, X.
Do they pay TikTok?
Yeah.
Which one pays the best then?
For what we do, probably YouTube, then Facebook.
You make money from Facebook?
Yeah.
How do you make money from Facebook?
Same as you do YouTube, post videos. You have to have 10,000 followers. And
so you don't have 10,000 friends?
No, because it's
So you set up a business page?
A page, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can set up like my normal Facebook is a creator page. So you got, because you're limited to 5,000 friends, I think. But if you turn it into a creator page, you can then have as many as you want.
Wow, so you've got all these multiple income streams from TikTok and Facebook
Yeah, and it
and
adds
YouTube.
up.
Blimey.
I think everyone's done here. Time we
Ways
on?
to make money.
2 o'clock.
Did you cover?
Hi, sorry to interrupt you. You from the New Yorkshire News?
News Now Yorkshire, that's the one,
Now
yeah?
Yorkshire News. I've been watching that and I'm surprised it's really good.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I think it's amazing how you've got that woman on Saturday, the one at the bus stop, who just couldn't even say 50 bus stops up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who couldn't even say IDF signs or whatever, and she just went, Jews?
She slipped up there, didn't she? She forgot she's supposed to say Zionist.
I know. That's it.
Yeah. She forgot to say the magic word Zionist.
She did, yeah.
All those rich Israelis.
Yeah, I know. To that war veteran.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and he just wanted to catch a bus. It's like, why can't I just catch my bus and get out the road?
I know. And it's like, we literally fought against things like this, and she just completely woof over her head.
All they wanted to do was get on the bus.
I know.
They need a history lesson.
I know.
No, I know.
No problem. I'm going to wrap this stream up. Thank you everyone for joining. 224 of you in the chat. If you can all hit the like button on the way out, I really appreciate that. But it was a nice day out here in Leeds, and we shall see you on the next one.
Did he have the audio on all of that whilst we were talking?
Yeah.
Oh, really?